I saw you before I knew what seeing meant. Not a face, but a measure, something bent. The world aligned for a moment in time, and I was no longer mine. I told myself this is beauty, nothing more. Just a line, just a form to explore. A perfect shape the mind can trace, a quiet truth without a place. I held it still, I kept it light, until the body broke the lie. Why does the eye return again? Why does your image still remain? I pull away, but feel you stay. I close my eyes, you don't decay. I name it light, I name it art, but something deeper holds my heart. I call it beauty, call it light, call it anything but right. I call it distance, call it form, but it's still you that I'm drawn toward. I call it beauty, call it truth, but it keeps returning back to you. I learned to shape what I conceal, to lift desire so it won't feel, to call it virtue, call it soul, to make it something I control. But when I draw, the hand won't hide, it traces you, it won't divide. The curve, the weight, the quiet plea, where strength gives way to what might be. I follow lines that lead me through, and lose the truth I thought I knew. Is this devotion or disguise? Is this ascent or just a lie? I reach for height, I fall instead, you stay inside my head. I call it beauty, call it light, call it anything but right. I call it distance, call it form, but it's still you that I'm drawn toward. I call it beauty, call it truth, but it keeps returning back to you. They say the eye is just a gate, that flesh must rise to higher state, that what begins must disappear into the soul beyond the sphere. I try to rise, I try to move beyond the body into truth, but every time I reach above, I find your shape inside.